Hi everyone. I thought I'd do a video about some of the items that I have received fairly recently that people expressed interest in seeing what I thought about them, how I use them, that kind of thing. And the first up is this Illamasqua liquid metal in Stoic. And I have two items from Guerlain that I got in this Precious Lights kit or something like that. And one is this Precious Light Rejuvenating Illuminator, which is kind of like a highlight concealer pen style touche éclat situation. The other one is the Meteorites in the shade 01, which is Teint Rosé, perhaps. And this is just kind of like a mini size. And those are the items. So I'm already wearing the liquid metal on my eyes. So I'm gonna zoom in and just kind of explain what I used, how I tried to make it work, and what a miserable failure it was. So stay tuned. Okay, so what I used on my eyes was, first I used the NARS Smudgeproof Pro Prime Smudgeproof eyeshadow base. So that's what I used as a primer. Then I used a fairly thin layer of the Illamasqua liquid metal in Stoic. And I tried to let that dry a little bit. I only put it, I didn't bring it all the way up into the crease because I knew that would be bad news. Tried not to put too thick of a layer, but I did find that when just by having my eyes open, it was transferring up into my crease. And then in an attempt to kind of set it, possibly, I used this L'Oreal Quad in Forest Smokes. So I used the really pretty kind of deep forest green with some shimmer over the outer half of my lid, and on the inner half of my lid I used this black Radiance duo, and it is in Sunrise Sunset, and I used the kind of deep yellow gold. So as you can see, I am having quite a lot of creasing despite my efforts. Now it is so pretty. I mean, you can see kind of on the very bottom part of my lid that doesn't crease much. It's a really super like wet reflective, very pretty, but it's just collected in the creases quite a lot. And I put this on about half an hour ago, so that's a bummer, but it was pretty much expected because everything I had read said that it was very emollient and it was more for your face and not your eyes. So that was my first attempt using it, and it really did not work out, so I'm not sure what I'll do with it. Maybe if I can get it just on this kind of area before there are any actual creases when I open my eyes. I don't know. I'll play around with it a little bit more, but that's that. So the two Guerlain products, I thought I'd just show you how I use them so you can see kind of a before and after. So first up, I'm going to use this Precious Light Precious Light Rejuvenating Illuminator in shade number 1 under my eyes. I don't have a corrector or anything like that underneath, so I'm just going to put it on straight. So it's kind of one of these click-up pen situations, which I'm not really a fan of. Whatever. Especially since the brush is black, it gets really kind of gross looking. In the little booklet, I think it said this shade was supposed to be like gold toned. I don't know about that. So I'm just putting it where I normally put concealer. And I have worn this probably 4 or 5 times. The first thing I noticed when I swatched it on my hand is that the texture is very nice, and it does give a decent amount of coverage. I've not used any of the high-end highlighting pens like Touche Éclat, so I don't know how the coverage compares to those. I just know that I don't try to get a huge amount of coverage just because I have things like freckles and whatnot, and I don't want them to be completely concealed, because then I would have like a totally concealed under eye and then freckles on my cheeks, and that would be a strange look. So it applies quite easily. I do have a problem with under eye dryness, and I don't have any issues putting it on, so that's nice. So I think it brightens my under eye area well. I like it. It's nice. It doesn't have a funky smell, so that is good. Something that does have not necessarily a funky smell, but a strong smell is the Meteorites. And I'm sure you know what this looks like, but just in case. It's a bunch of little balls. So this is kind of a, oh, that stinks. So this is a little mini size, so you're only getting kind of like one layer of the little highlighting balls, and it has a very strong smell of violets. So it's kind of a powdery violet smell. And right now that smell is not my favorite. I have a really strong sense of smell, so for me, it might be really offensive and strong, but if you don't have a strong sense of smell, it might not be a big deal. And just kind of for reference, maybe to give you an idea of the kind of sensitivity to smells I don't like. I'm wearing this Lancome Hypnos Drama mascara today, and it has a really strong smell to me of roses, which is another smell that is not my favorite. And when I wear both of these things at the same time, I feel like I can smell it for several hours. And while putting this on, it's a little uncomfortable. I really dislike the smell of this. So I think it's way too strong, especially for mascara. My sensitivity to smell reference point, as it were. So I am going to apply this. I have blush on. Well, I'm wearing Revlon ColorStay Combo Oily, and I am oily, so I kind of get a sheen on my face regardless. So I do have blush on, but it's matte. It's the Illamasqua Lover Blush, which is just like a matte orange apricot. So I'll show you what this does for me on my cheeks, and we'll see if you can tell whether or not I put any on. So the way that I've been applying it is just swirling my brush in this, which kicks up a lot of powder. And just kind of applying it to my cheek area. So, can you see a difference? Because I can't. I really can't. See if I can swatch it on my hand with the brush. Swatching it on my hand, I can't see it either. I mean, is there anything there? Maybe? Let's see. This one has nothing. This one has a little bit of foundation left over, and the two swatches. I don't get it. So I had paid $57 for this kit, this Precious Lights kit or whatever it's called. And it came with a primer, which I have not tried out just because I haven't had much luck with primers in general. And I'm oily, so I don't know how it will look. I'm not too super excited about that. And it was just like a sample size, like a deluxe sample size of the primer. That full size illuminating pen and the kind of mini size of the Meteorites. So the way I felt about it was that I would never pay full price for a full size Meteorites because that's something like 60 bucks, maybe it's more, for the Meteorites full size. And just based on the swatches I'd seen, it seemed like it just wasn't enough of anything to really pay that much for. But I was curious to try it because I really like highlighters, you know. It's just something I wanted to give a try, plus it's very luxurious and all that. The under eye, for doing a concealer under eye, the pen I think works well. It's easy to use, you know, it blends very well. It doesn't catch on any dryness I might have, so that I'm happy with. And then, yeah, the primer, you know, who knows, maybe I'll try it at some point. So the price was kind of high, but I did have a coupon at Sephora for $20 off 50, so I felt like, you know, I was willing to give it a try for, you know, $40. And I'd never bought any Guerlain before, so it's just, you know, something to give a shot. So I would say the pen works, but everything else that I've kind of shown in this video was just a little bit of a dud. So that's about it for my kind of review demo of some of the new products I've received recently. Let me know if you've used any of these in the comments and what you liked or disliked about them. And me and Andy will see you soon. Thanks for watching, guys.